Today on 15 on 15, the area of Baby Beach is getting a big overhaul. It's impressive. And in our lifestyle segment, can cars talk to each other? V2V will make it possible in the future. Also, what is Aruba doing to keep the economy going with only one main source of entry? All this and more on this edition of 15 on 15 that starts right now.
Hi, I am Ichelle Simon sitting in for Yentulu, who's enjoying a small vacation. We start off this edition of 15 on 15 with the most recent development to the San Nicolas area. A couple of days ago, the Minister of Tourism presented to the community of Aruba and especially to the area of San Nicolas the new developments that are taking place at one of the most popular beaches of Aruba, Baby Beach.
With a cost of almost 1.8 million florins and 2.5 years of planning, the first half of the most recent upgrade to the area of Baby Beach is completed, and the results are impressive. The government has been working to transform this area into the second capital of Aruba. Baby Beach now has a new parking area, new flooring, and lots of trees. The minister goes on to say that these changes will elevate the quality of the product Aruba and puts a high standard in the level of competition for a Blue Flag certification, which might be Aruba's first beach to get this kind of recognition. Phase 2 will follow immediately, and in 2 weeks this will be finished with new kiosk and bathroom facilities. The total cost for Phase 2 is 600,000 florins, which also includes a recreation park and more illumination.
We have to say that locals and tourists are very happy with the recent changes to this area of Baby Beach and are eager to see the whole project when it is finished. And continuing on, we heard a lot these days of the Ebola virus and how it is spreading to other parts of the world. Now, how is the island coping with this?
According to the Department of Health, Aruba and its regions are at low risk of importing the virus. With the help of the World Health Organization, this department is taking different steps in order to avoid this disease to enter the Caribbean region, including the island of Aruba. Most recently, they instituted a commission consisting of representatives of different sections that works closely with this institution. Altogether, they have already held sessions of awareness for those who work with passengers that are coming in or going out of the island. Ebola is not a virus that should be taken for granted, since 90% of the patients that contracted this virus have died. Symptoms vary and are very similar to the dengue and chikungunya, so headache, joint aches, rashes, vomiting, diarrhea, and in some cases bleeding internally or externally. It is highly contagious if in contact with the patient's saliva, vomit, urine, or sperm.
And as group number 6 of Social Formation recently started their program, another group of participants who successfully completed the Social Formation program got their certificates. This is the group number 4 that in the hands of the Minister of Social Affairs and Youth, Paul Cruz, received their certificates, since they have managed to maintain and complete the program thoroughly.
The group number 4 of Social Reform Training successfully completed their journey, which began a few months ago. These young italics completed the training phase and disciplines of the platform created by the Cabinet Mike Iman called Social Reform Training, which already has its 6th group ready to start. From the hands of the Minister of Social Affairs and Youth, these young people in the group number 4 received their certificates of social education, which accredits them and shape them as people 100% fit to enter the labor market to develop different functions. In the ceremony of certification, both they and their families felt proud that they had the opportunity to complete the journey, which according to many is hard, because not only the programs put their physical training to the test, but also their emotional state of mind. On many occasions, these participants have to leave their children and families behind to go to live with the people they don't know, but today is their colleagues in the journey. This group number 4 of Social Reform Training is ready to start a second chance in life.
Coming up after the break, boys handed that video game controller over to women. And we have this also. And talking cars coming soon. Yes, Like I said it, cars chatting with each other. It is the future and it is already in the works, and in a few years, our cars will be able to communicate with each other to help us drive more safely on the roads. The engineers behind this technology promises that this can avoid crashes.
Traffic jams, daddy crashes, who doesn't want to avoid that? Now we're one step closer to that future. It is called vehicle-to-vehicle communication, or V2V, which allows cars to talk to one another, relaying information like speed, position, and trajectory. This means that when we are approaching an intersection and there's upcoming traffic, vehicle-to-vehicle or V2V technologies could judge when it's safe to turn left. V2V technologies promise to help keep drivers in the loop. Testing is already underway. You may not be able to see that person, but thanks to your car's wireless communications with others, you'll be able to avoid a multi-car fender bender. Other potential features are designed to help keep cars from entering occupied lanes or to prevent unsafe passing. V2V is still in the testing phase and won't be released until 2016 at the earliest, when the agency expected to publish a set of concrete proposals.
And switching gears, gaming has a new face. It is not an average teenage boyish look anymore. Women took the first place now in how to dominate that joystick.
People of all ages play video games. There's no longer a stereotype game player, but instead a game player could be your grandparent, your boss, or even your professor. According to a new report by the Entertainment Software Association, adult women represent 36% of the people playing video or computer games. Boys aged 18 or younger must make up just 17% of gamers. In fact, female gamers of all ages have been gaining on males and now make up nearly half of the gaming population. The sharp uptick in female gamers may be due to the rapid adoption of mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. 44% of gaming now takes place on the smartphones, and a growing portion of that is what the industry calls casual games like Candy Crush Saga. The ESA study found that only 11% of all players were persistent multiplayer universe gamers and did not specify the gender breakdown. ESA also reported that the majority of gamers play with their friends and family members. Gamers of all kinds were found to be spending less time watching television, going to the movies, or watching movies at home than they did 3 years ago.
And here is another reason for pregnant women to avoid all tuna. Pay attention to which fish is low on mercury.
Canned tuna is a popular seafood option for many, but a new study suggests that pregnant women shouldn't eat it at all. Scientists say that mom-to-be and women who are nursing should eat between 8 and 12 ounces, about 2 to 3 servings, of low-mercury seafood a week. Light canned tuna is also recommended and is listed under lower in mercury. Even though some researchers have huge contradictions and warns that pregnant women skip that fish altogether, eating fish, including shellfish, has been found to have a number of health benefits because it is packed with protein and nutrients but low in saturated fat, since the nutritional value of fish is especially important during growth and development before birth. A recent post of Consumer Report picked out 20 fish that can be eaten several times per week, even by pregnant women and young children, without worrying about mercury exposure. Almost all seafood contain traces of mercury, and too much can harm the brain and nervous systems. However, the agency stressed that fear of mercury is not a reason to completely cut out fish. Avoiding fish during pregnancy in favor of omega-3 supplements means that you would be missing out in other important nutrients containing fish that are required for overall health. The study goes on to say that pregnant women should stick to salmon, shrimp, and tilapia, which are among the fish with the lowest levels of mercury. Other good choices include pollock, catfish, and flounder.
Expecting women are advised across the board to stay away from all raw fish and to avoid swordfish, shark, and king mackerel. Well, we will take a quick break, but take a look at what's coming up next in the segment. It is no secret that the economic situation is affecting the island at this moment. After the closing of the refinery, Aruba has had its financial ups and downs, but still managed to keep the economy going on the island with one of the most important economic pillars that kept Aruba on top for a couple of years, which is tourism. So to stimulate the continuous growth, all partners have to be involved to keep tourists coming back to the island. This encompasses hotels, restaurants, shops, water sports, and many attractions that are part of the tourism of our island.
Aruba is a favorite tourist destination for many travelers, not only for its spectacular white sandy beaches, but for the hospitality and attractions as well. What perhaps many do not know is that our island in the last couple of years has gone through serious economic problems that affected our economic situation, such as the closure of the refinery. Also, a lack of budget and different standpoints on a concrete plan to safeguard our main financial entry. But what is known is that at this moment, the income that the industry is producing in hotels, restaurants, shops has brought a new input, and this can help Aruba breathe well economically. Tourism has become a source of entry for thousands of people who live off this, as well as those who work in hotels or those who sell souvenirs or provide services of aquatic sports, which has been booming recently.
Well, that's it for this edition of 15 on 15. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for a brand new edition. Have a nice night.